Okay, we're back in session in cause number 329-792, the case of the state of Texas versus Charles Michael Narcisse Jr. We have Mr. Charles Michael Narcisse Jr. appearing via Zoom with his attorney, Mr. Langston Adams. Mr. Narcisse have been was previously sworn in. His attorney, Mr. Adams, waived the record in Mr. Narcisse's case. Mr. Narcisse was read the information and he entered a plea of guilty. And the court was going over the misdemeanor plea admonishments. On page 2, Mr. Narcisse acknowledged that his initials on page 2, next to a box that checked guilty. Now on page 3, Mr. Narcisse, there's a signature above the line that's titled guilty. Did you sign this document?
I haven't signed it yet.
Did you sign this doc? Is that your signature above the line?
Oh, yeah.
Title?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. And on the next document, which is a trial court certification of defendant's right of appeal, there's also a signature above the line that is titled defendant. Did you also sign this document?
Yes, sir.
Okay. There are 2 boxes that are checked at the top of this document. The first box that's checked states that this is a plea bargain case and you have no right of appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And the second box states that you are waiving your right to an appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Narcisse, I have before me a document. Let me strike that. Mr. Narcisse, did you sign a document out there on paper that is titled the discovery certification?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now, Mr. Narcisse, prior to signing and initialing these documents that I have just mentioned, did your attorney, Mr. Adams, go over these documents with you?
Yes, sir.
And did you read and understand everything in those documents?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in those documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Adams, well, not Mr. Adams, Mr. Boyd, I have before me State's Exhibit Number 1. State, you like to offer State's 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Adams, you have any objections?
No, sir.
Okay, Mr. Adams, your mic is on mute.
No, sir.
I'm saying your mic is on mute. You have to take it off of mute.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. That's better.
Yes. No objections. State's Exhibit Number 1 will be admitted. Mr. Adams, you advised on counsel, Mr. Narcisse. Is there any evidence that he's currently mentally incompetent to stand trial?
None.
Mr. Narcisse, your attorney, Mr. Adams, has advised and counseled you. Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Has he provided full, effective, and competent legal representation?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Narcisse, I will accept your plea of guilty. I will find that you are mentally competent to stand trial. I will also find that your plea of guilty and waivers were freely and voluntarily given. I will also find that there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. State, do we have a plea bargain agreement?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
And what is that agreement?
The 60 days county jail.
Okay. Mr. Narcisse, the state is offering that you serve 60 days in the Jefferson County Jail. You will be given credit for any time that you are entitled to get by law. The court cost in this case, Mr. Narcisse, is $327. Mr. Narcisse, will you be able to pay the $327?
I don't think he could pay that, Judge, from when I talked to him.
Okay, Mr. Narcisse, will you be able to pay the $327? You have to.
No, sir.
You say no? Okay, now, Mr. Narcisse, I have before me an affidavit of indigence. Actually, it must have been partially from yesterday. And apparently you didn't fill it out. Well, it has some information on here. Mr. Narcisse, do you have, first of all, let me ask you this question. Are you currently employed?
Yes, I do work.
I mean, you have a job right now? I mean, you're incarcerated. Do you have a job right now?
Yes, I work at Jack in the Box.
Oh, okay. Let me ask you this here. Now, do you receive any type of governmental benefits? Do you receive Medicaid,
No, no, sir.
SSI,
No,
SNAP,
no,
TANF?
no, sir.
Do you live in public houses? Do you
No,
live, do you live in public housing?
no, sir.
Okay, now, in reference to your home, do you own a home?
No, sir.
Do you rent?
No.
Do you reside with family members?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And now, do you have any, what do you make each month? What is your take-home pay each month?
About 500, something like that.
About 500 a month? Okay. And now, do you have any other form of income? Is that your only source of income?
Yeah, that's my own social income.
Okay. Now, do you have any, now, so you say you reside with family, so you don't have to pay rent, right?
Yeah, I do pay my people, say,
How much do you pay out of the 500 a
at
month?
least $200.
Okay, okay. And that goes toward the utility bills as well?
Yes, sir.
Now, what about food? Did you have to buy your own food?
Yes, sir.
And how much you spend a month on that?
At least $30 or $20 a day. $20 a week, something like that.
About $80 a month? Or,
Yeah, something like that.
okay. Are you have to pay any child support or anything?
No, I don't have kids.
Okay, okay. And so what about transportation? You own a car?
No, sir.
Okay. And you have to pay for rides?
I just walk.
Okay. Your cell phone?
No,
Okay. You don't have probation fees or anything,
no,
do
sir.
you?
No, sir.
No medical expenses?
No, sir.
Okay, Mr. Jones, excuse me, Mr. Narcisse, the court is going to find that you're indigent. And based on that finding of indigency, you will, the court costs in this case will be waived, which means you will not have to pay it pursuant to Article 42.15. And so, Mr. Narcisse, I'll just repeat the state's offer. The state is offering that you serve 60 days in Jefferson County Jail. You will not have to serve any more time. Well, you'll be given credit for any time that you're entitled to get by law. And the court costs in this case will be waived pursuant to Article 42.15 of Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, because the court is finding that you are indigent. Mr. Jones, excuse me, Mr. Narcisse, do you understand the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
And do you think that the state's offer is fair and just?
Yes, sir.
And do you accept the state's offer?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Narcisse, I'll follow the plea bargain agreement that you have entered into with the state. Mr. Narcisse, this will conclude your case. Please follow the bailiff and you have a blessed day.
Yeah, you too, sir. You have a blessed day too, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Hey, you doing all right, Ms. Williams, Mia?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Okay, we're in session in cause number 330368. The case is styled the state of Texas versus Mia Williams. We have Ms. Mia Williams appearing via Zoom. Ms. Williams, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Williams, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Ms. Williams, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Ms. Williams?
Okay, Your Honor.
That's good. Ms. Williams, you represented here by your attorney Langston Adams. Attorney Adams, do you waive a record in Ms. Williams' case?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Williams, I have before me a document that is titled the information. And the information alleges that on or about July 12th of 2021, while you were in Jefferson County, Texas, that you committed the Class B misdemeanor offense of criminal trespassing. Ms. Williams, do you understand what you've been charged with?
Yes, I do.
And to discharge, Ms. Williams, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
Now, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily?
Yes.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
I didn't hear you, sir. I'm sorry.
And are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes.
Okay, Ms. Williams, I have before me a document that is titled the Misdemeanor Plea Admonishments. On page 2 of this document, there are a set of initials MW on a line next to a box that says check guilty. Did you place your initials on this document?
Yes.
And on page, okay, she did the same thing. Okay. Okay, Mr. Adams.
She signed it, huh?
Yeah, well, on page 3, she didn't put a signature there. She just put her initials there. So I'm gonna send this here back to you. Just hold on a minute.
Where they had the signature, you just put your initial